Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. I hope you guys had a good week. Mine's been kind of boring. School, class, whatnot. You know, pretty same old, but so a little bit of update about the trip. My friend is not going. Her mom told her it was too much money that they didn't have to waste, so she won't be going on the trip. Which might end up meaning that I don't get to go on the trip because my parents aren't so sure about me going alone, even though I'm 22 years old and I'm fully capable of going to Disney World on my own, or Disneyland on my own. Either way, I'm old enough to go to parks by myself. But, so yeah, don't know if Disneyland is gonna be a thing, but believe it or not, that is not the topic of today's vlog. Today's vlog, I am going to address the question, who inspires me the most from Frozen, which was a topic sent in by MissCutie Attia. So thank you for that idea. I would have to say that, well, I mean, it's pretty obvious who inspires me the most, but if we're speaking honestly and truthfully, I think all the characters from Frozen kind of inspire me in different ways, but so I guess I'll just well, obviously Elsa inspires me the most because I identify with her. I have dealt with anxiety and depression for as long as I can remember, and so to have a character, a queen no less, who deals with those same sorts of problems, who has these things about her that she doesn't like, it's kind of a big thing to have someone like that to look up to. It's kind of like, you know, how people are talking about representation and how representation needs to be put out there more races, more minorities, more diseases, more people with disabilities need to be represented more. I feel like I've been represented by Elsa because it's good to have a character that I can identify with like that. Like, I've never had a character before quite like Elsa that I've identified with so much. There's been some that I've kind of identified with, like Rapunzel I kind of identified with for a while because when I first saw Tangled, I was graduating high school, so I was 18, Rapunzel was 18, it was kind of a big thing at the time, but Elsa is just, it's ridiculous how, I've identified so much with Elsa, since even before she was out, you know, like, before they had even pictures or anything of her, I just knew that Elsa was going to be special. And she was. And, she inspires me so much. See, I get like this when I talk about Elsa. I think she's a very good role model. She teaches you a lot of good and bad things. She teaches you that sometimes it's good to let go of your fear and to become the person you need to be, but she also teaches you that that's not always the best choice. You can't always run away from your problems. You can't always just kind of push everything away and deal with yourself. Sometimes you have to face your fear in order to become a better person and to become the person that you truly need to be. And I think Elsa embodies that idea completely. Anna, I guess, she's the one that kind of like everyone identifies with because she's awkward, she's quirky, she's not like most of the Disney princesses they've had before, which is a good thing. It's an okay thing. It's totally fine if you identify with her, and there are some parts of her that I identify with. I'm certainly very giggly and bubbly sometimes, and all that good stuff. So there are some things that I identify with Anna, but she also teaches you not to be so quick to jump on the bandwagon, like with marriage and everything. And like, that's kind of something that I've been dealing with because like all of my friends are getting engaged and married and having babies, and I'm like, I want that so bad, but then I'm also like, I don't want to jump into it because I don't want anything bad to come of that, you know? So she's kind of a good role model in the sense that you should follow, well, you shouldn't follow in her footsteps as far as getting engaged in one day goes, but you should follow her footsteps in learning from that experience and changing your ways because of that experience. But, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Anna. Just like there's nothing wrong with Elsa, there's nothing wrong with Kristoff. Hans, on the other hand, there's something wrong with Hans. But, Kristoff is a good role model. I don't want to say that there's nothing wrong with Kristoff, because he is kind of grumpy, but I mean, what person would be if their job had just been affected by this crazy snow queen with weird ice powers? I mean, I'd be a little grumpy if I was in Kristoff's shoes too. But, he's so good-hearted, and he's so kind, even though he doesn't seem to want to be at first. And I think he's a really good role model for boys and girls to have, because he's a fierce friend. He cares a lot. He cares about Sven and Anna, obviously. And this isn't so much in the movies as it is in some of the little books and stuff that have come out since the movie. But there is, I'm sorry, my phone's going off. I don't even know where it is. But, anyways, there's different little books that have come out that are set after the, movie. And Kristoff is just like, he's there for everyone. And that's such a great thing. And, that's a good quality to have, to be a friend to someone that you may not even like at first or aren't sure how to feel about. It's good to be good. And I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I think that's one of the good parts about Kristoff. He's so good. He's so kind-hearted. He's a big softie, and sometimes people need reminders that it's okay to be a big softie. And I think Kristoff does that. Okay, now Hans, on the other hand, I know what you guys are thinking. Hans, probably the worst character to ever character in Frozen, but, he teaches you good things. Which I know sounds crazy, right? But, he teaches you that it's not always good to be so trusting. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but he just, I mean, think about it. I don't know how to explain this, but, like, I don't know. It's just, when you think about people now, I gotta think about Hans and Anna and that whole thing that went down. And I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't just give my trust to everyone, because I used to be like that. I used to be like, yeah, sure, I totally trust you, like as soon as I met people. And Hans has told me that that is not exactly always a good thing to have, so there's that. He's also taught me it's not good to go after princesses and queens and try to take over their thrones, so if you guys need to know that, just don't do it. Don't lead princesses on, and don't try to behead queens. No, but seriously, on a more serious note, I think each character... Oh, I didn't even talk about Sven and Olaf. I don't really know. Sven's kind of in the same boat as Kristoff. They're both very loyal. They're very caring and considerate, which I know is hard to see because Sven doesn't talk and he doesn't do any, people stuff. So, but, he's a good friend, and that's a good thing to have, and it's a good thing to be, is a good friend. So, but Olaf, he's, he can do no wrong. Like, well, I mean, I guess if you wanted to be a party pooper, you could say that he's too childlike and he needs to grow up and understand the world, but where's the fun in that? But honestly, Olaf teaches you to be so accepting and caring and loving, and those are all great qualities to have. And Olaf is a saint. Saint Olaf. I actually think Saint Olaf is a saint, but anyways, Olaf is, everyone in Frozen has characteristics, be they good or bad, that can help you learn. And Elsa just inspires me the most because I can look at her and I see me. And that's a nice thing to have. Anyways, now that I'm done being all sappy and everything, that is it for this video. I still have a few ideas that I have written down that I need to get to, but if you guys have any more ideas, questions, comments, concerns for my sanity, you know where to leave them. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye!